Let's find f op g of x and g op f of x in the domain of each. That's fog and goff is what I call them, function composition. Now with function composition, look at the fog of x, f op g of x. Now what this is, that means you're going to rewrite it as, or think of it as, f of g of f of x. What that basically is, you think inside out. The inside function, which is the g of x function, it's substituted into the f function, or the outside function. So what you're really doing is, you're taking this 4x minus 3, which is going to be our g of x. We're going to take that, and we're going to substitute it into this outside function, the f function, for x, wherever x is. So in other words, instead of writing down the x, I'm going to leave a blank parentheses squared minus 7, because inside becomes our g function, so because we're putting g inside the f. G is 4x minus 3, so that's what goes in there. And then all we're going to do is just clean this up. So 4x minus 3, I'm going to do it the long way. So 4x minus 3 squared is 4x minus 3 times 4x minus 3. Don't forget to bring down that minus 7. We're going to FOIL this out. So you're going to get 16x squared minus 12x minus 12x again, and then that's a positive 9. And don't forget to bring down your minus 7. I'm going to put parentheses around that so you know what we did. Parentheses don't mean anything. I'm just showing you that 4x minus 3 times 4x minus 3 is this. Now I'm going to go ahead and combine like terms all the way across. So I have 16x squared minus 12x minus 12x is minus 24x, and then plus 9 minus 7 is plus 2. And that's what goes here. 16x squared minus 24x plus 2. 16x squared minus 24x plus 2. Now let's go ahead and find the domain. Now when you find the domain, there's actually two things you have to find, because the inside function takes precedence. So you could, because you're taking that and substituting it inside the other function, the outside function. So there could be some x values here that don't exist inside the g. And so let's just graph everything. So we want to graph the g of x function, which is 4x minus 3. And hopefully you'll know that's a line. And hopefully you know that lines in this case go forever left or right. The only time they don't is vertical lines. So in this case, the g of x function, as a colon, has a domain of negative infinity to positive infinity. Now we found the entire fog function, so let's go ahead and graph that one. And hopefully you already know pretty much how it looks. Hopefully you know it's a parabola, otherwise a big old U. And so for this function, we have a U, and it goes forever to the left and forever to the right. So the domain of that is negative infinity to positive infinity also. Now, the actual domain of fog, f op g of x, is what these two have in common. And as you can tell, they have the same thing in common because they're the exact same thing. So it's negative infinity to positive infinity. And that's it. That's what you're doing. So now we're going to do goff of x. Now when you do goff of x, that means we're going to take, let's just do it all. We're going to find g of f of x. That means that this f of x goes inside the g function. Let's go ahead and write down the f of x function down here so we can all see it. The f of x function was x squared minus 7. And g of x was 4x minus 3. So this time we're taking the f, this function, and we're going to substitute it into the g function for the x. So what that means is, I'm going to do it all step by step. We'll take the f of x, which is x squared minus 7, and we're going to substitute that into the g function. The g function, or we're taking the f function, which is x squared minus 7, and we're going to throw it into the g. You can actually get lost in this notation. That's why I don't really like showing this too much, because people do get lost in it. So you're going to take the g function, which is 4x minus 3. I'm leaving out the x, and I'm going to substitute the x squared minus 7 into it. Now let me show you what I really like to do, because I think this is actually better. You ready for this? I'm going to do what I did last example. We're going to take the x squared minus 7 and just throw it in there for the x. So I have 4 empty parentheses minus 3. So what goes in place of the x? It's the x squared minus 7. See that? F inside of g. F inside of g. And then clean it up. 4x squared minus 28 minus 3. 4x squared minus 31. And that's our GOF. What is it? 4x minus 21? 4x minus 31. 4x squared minus 31. So once again, we have to find, since it is GOF, we got to find the domain of f of x first. And f of x is x squared minus 7. Hopefully you know that's a parabola. Big O-U. And it goes forever to the left and forever to the right. So its domain is negative infinity to positive infinity. And then I need to consider this function. And hopefully you already know that it's also a parabola. 4x squared minus 31. And its domain is also negative infinity to positive infinity. And what do they have in common? Well, everything. I wrote these in the wrong places, but that's okay. This should be 4x squared minus 31. And the domain down here is negative infinity to positive infinity. And that's it. So make sure when you find the domain, you do the inside function, then you do the whole function. Inside a function, the whole function. And see what they have in common.